The Philadelphia Eagles are acquiring quarterback Andy Dalton from the Carolina Panthers for a 2027 seventh-round draft pick. The Indianapolis Colts are signing receiver Nick Westbrook-Akine and linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither. Former Dallas Cowboys and Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson announced on Instagram that he's retiring from the NFL after 7 seasons. The San Francisco 49ers signed receiver Christian Kirk and punter Corliss Waitman. In the NBA, ESPN reports the Milwaukee Bucks want to shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo for the rest of the season because of his hyperextended knee, but Antetokounmpo has refused and wants to play again this season. And in college basketball, Louisville freshman guard Mikel Brown Jr. will not play in Thursday's NCAA tournament opener against South Florida due to a back injury. He's been averaging 18 points and 5 assists on the season. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Trust me, grudges will be held. The WBC in the United States will hold on to this for a while. Not only does the United States hold on to grudges, so do I. U.S. loses last night. How'd your volleyball game go last night?
Wow, we're starting like that? I didn't know we were going to talk about my loss. I thought we were talking about the USA's loss.
Oh, we'll get to them.
Oh, gosh. You threw me off with that one. You know, your next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Undergraduate and most graduate classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu.
So CNR on vacation, but you've got Monse and myself, plus Jason Stewart is here. Hello, Jason. Happy Wednesday to you.
Hello, everybody.
I was Sam on the ones and twos.
How do?
We'll see how compatible we are when it comes to the NCAA tournament as we have a Newlywed Game coming up on the show.
It's everyone's favorite. And when I say everyone, I mean Jason Stewart's.
It is. It is his favorite. And our favorite, Isaac Lowenkron at the news desk.
Heard there were some inaccurate digs coming out of the back row last night.
I may have shanked a ball or two, but I was not the reason we lost. And I don't think Aaron Judge was the reason they lost.
I know I wasn't because I wasn't invited. And the last time Monse and I got together, she asked a coworker right in front of me if that coworker could play volleyball and didn't ask me. Then she went on a 5-minute tirade to talk about how I didn't know about volleyball. And I still have held on to this grudge. But we're not going to, don't worry, we're going to not talk about that loss of the grudge. We're going to talk about the loss in Judge. Aaron Judge is the topic of conversation because the United States fell short in their quest for gold at the World Baseball Classic last night, losing to Venezuela, or as Monse would say, how would you say Venezuela?
Venezuela?
Yeah, they're a lot better. 3-2. Venezuela scores in the 9th inning after Bryce Harper has the heroics. And then the topic of conversation started on fire about why the U.S. lost. Kyle Schwarber doesn't want his silver medal. Is there any shame in the effort put forth by the United States last night or over these last couple of weeks, Monse Bolaños, in the World Baseball Classic?
No, of course. They did not play the way everyone was expecting them to play. If you saw that star-studded lineup, you'd be like, oh my gosh, how many runs are they going to score here? Especially knowing that a lot of the best pitchers from around the world are either not playing or limited in what they're doing. Only a select few are actually going in there and treating it like, let's say, more than just a tournament, right? And so it was a disappointing outing for UCLA just because you had so many heavy hitters in your lineup that you were expecting that they were just going to crush teams. Same thing with the Dominican Republic. That star-studded lineup, there we go, also huge. That you would just think that a lot of these games are going to end up with a lot more runs being scored than how they ended. So it's like it wasn't just the U.S. that didn't have a great offense. Dominican Republic didn't either.
The topic of conversation for the United States, a lot of it was around how much to use Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, how much is he going to throw, and pitching didn't seem to be the problem for the United States. So it ends up to your point about the hitting. And then we go under the microscope. And what a dynamic scenario last night in the bottom of the 8th inning when Bryce Harper hits the home run to tie it at 2 apiece. He's going crazy. By the way, love, he's pointing to the flag on his sleeve. How great was that, right? Like, it was.
No, it's a good moment.
It's also a moment that even if they give up a run in the next half inning, which they did, you can't take away from Bryce Harper. The issue and the topic of conversation is then the guy who's in the batter's box next, who has an opportunity to make it a 3-2 ball game in favor of the United States, and that was Aaron Judge. Judge last night, 0 for 4, struck out 3 times, ultimately hit .222 in the World Baseball Classic. But you don't see it as an absolute failure, even though the moment was there last night, and Bryce Harper rose to the moment in Miami. Aaron Judge failed to do so, but you don't think that it's an ultimate failure on Judge's part.
I guess I'm not being as harsh about it as everyone else is for a couple of reasons. I feel like the game against the Dominican Republic, who Aaron Judge did not do that great at the plate either, that throw, taking out Fernando Tatis Jr. at third base, from throwing that from right field, that play, that stopped the Dominican Republic's momentum. That changed the game. The Dominican Republic was on their way to win, and that stopped everything. So I can't get past that game. Aaron Judge was a huge part of the win. Then you do get to the final game against Venezuela, and it's just like he looks like there was one strikeout at the plate, and it wasn't the one right after Bryce Harper hit the 2-run shot. It was like earlier in the game, and it looked like he was just standing there. I was like, where is the aggressiveness? And not that he ever looks aggressive. He has a very subdued style when he's at the plate, just like, Shohei Ohtani. But I was frustrated that I was like, it doesn't even look like he's trying to swing. It looks like he's trying to wait for the perfect pitch to hit a home run, when it's like, I just need you to put the ball in play. That's all I need you to do. And so I feel like the Dominican Republic game, Aaron Judge, we don't win it without him. Then in this game, I think Aaron Judge is looked at only as a hitter. And he doesn't get the credit that he should for what he does on the field. And so when you look at him and he's only striking out, you're like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. But it's like he does more than that. And a very, very disappointing, batting .222. I think that's exactly what he batted in the World Series against the Dodgers, .222. So it's like in the biggest stages, he's fallen a little flat.
I also think that he gets put in a tight spot because of comments when you're asked about the World Baseball Classic and the World Series, and then those things are almost used against you for what you're saying. I don't think that's necessarily fair. But Jason Stewart, have you given Aaron Judge a fair shake in all of this? Because I feel like you're on the opposite side of things when looking at Aaron Judge's performance for Team USA in this World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I think he choked. I think he choked in this WBC. Do you remember back in October, Dan, when you, me, and Doug Gottlieb were talking about the signature postseason moment that Aaron Judge had when he hit that 3-run homer in the ALDS Game 3.
Yes.
That's his signature moment. People will be remembering about this for years.
Was it like the 5th inning, too?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Doug was like, that's his signature moment, and me and you were like, I hope not. If that's his signature moment, that says a lot about his failures on the biggest stage. I would say right now that the most memorable thing that Aaron Judge has ever done on the biggest stage is drop a fly ball in center field in Game 5 against the Dodgers.
Do I think that's his most memorable moment?
Yes. And what does that say about what he does?
I think that's memorable to Dodger fans, maybe, because that's like a thing we're never going to forget. I wouldn't say that is what maybe fans who are not fans of the Dodgers, how they view Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I think 62 is the most memorable.
Yeah, like I think he's done other things, and it's just like he has fallen flat. He's been underwhelming. But I do, I'm telling you, that Dominican Republic game, they don't win it without Aaron Judge throwing Tatis out at third. They don't win that game. So then we get to the final game, and it's like, but in baseball, you hear it all. It's individual performances. They all have to do it, and the best team doesn't win. So it's like, it's hard for me to put it so much on Judge, even though he falls flat in two of the biggest moments.
Do you want to know why I have a difficult time putting it on Aaron Judge? Because I think that we could take the numbers, we could take what he said. The reason I have a hard time doing it is because he was there.
That's a great point.
So like he showed up, he played, and it feels a little Chris Rock bit like, what do you want, a cookie for doing what you're supposed to do?
Right.
But they didn't have to do this. Like we just mentioned, Tarek Skubal didn't necessarily have to do this. Not every player had to do this. And I feel in a way, and I'm sorry to do this, I'm going to bring the NBA into this, but we don't take all-star game appearances into equations when we talk about who's the best player in the NBA, right? Because we don't care about the All-Star game. Not saying that this is the All-Star game. We don't do it for Major League Baseball either. We kind of do it for the Olympics. I think it's one of the things that saved Carmelo Anthony's career with it in how we're looking at this. But imagine competing in something that you didn't have to compete in and then having it be used against you. And that's where I think Aaron Judge is in a spot, and it's why I'm not holding it against him for having this performance, because he didn't have to show up at all. I'm talking about baseball on St. Patrick's Day, middle of March, in an event that is not even 20 years old. The thing that annoyed me the most was the U.S. trying to compare their game last night against Venezuela to what the U.S. and Canada did last month in Milan.
Right.
Like, the drought for the U.S. men's hockey team was 46 years from winning the gold medal in beating the Soviet Union and then Finland in Lake Placid. So it had been that long before the U.S. wins. This is almost a made-for-TV event. It's on Fox. It's on FS1. But it's a great event. I don't think any of us would say that this event isn't awesome. The problem that I have with it, though, is now we're going to use this against Aaron Judge when he didn't even have to be there. And we want NBA All-Star players to play in games. We want NFL players to play in games, and look at where the Pro Bowl has had. You had the opportunity to not play in these games, and he did, and now we're going to use it against him. And that's the part that I don't think is necessarily fair to Aaron Judge in this scenario, because he easily could have bypassed it. He is the face of USA Baseball. There is responsibility with that. But he didn't have to play. And he didn't perform, so now we're going to use it against him. Well, geez, if I'm a great player, why would I want to suit up then if it's only going to be used against me unless I hit a 2-run home run or a 3-run home run or a solo home run to give my team a lead in the championship game? Like, there weren't a lot of positives that Aaron Judge could gain from this sort of performance, and it's why I kind of side with you, Monse, just because I don't want to put that burden on Aaron Judge for doing something that he didn't have to do in the first place.
If it was like a Kyle Schwarber also got a couple hits, like everyone was getting hits, and Aaron Judge was the only one that couldn't get a hit, couldn't advance another runner, couldn't get on base, then I think I'm having a different conversation. But when you have 3 hits in this game where 2 of them are from Bryce Harper and one of them is Bryce Charang, where is Harper? Where is Kyle Schwarber's hits when he is literally just there to hit? So it's like I can't put this on him. I feel like there's so much more to the game than him maybe getting on base after Bryce Harper's 2-run homer. What if he gets stranded on base? There was already 2 outs.
Sure.
Like, I just,
They only gave up 3 runs in the game, and one of them was in the 9th. But Nolan McLean was their starting pitcher.
Who?
Right? This is what we're talking about here. So then now we're saying we're going to judge Judge's legacy and his history and all what he's done in big events. And by the way, if there weren't a failure in the World Series, I don't know if we're having this conversation, but it does feel like the anti-Judge crew has the opportunity to pile on, especially when Bryce Harper does come through in that scenario in the at-bat prior to Judge's in the bottom of the 8th.
And if you go back to the World Series this past year with the Dodgers, because there's a lot of Aaron Judge comparison to Shohei Ohtani, right? 2 MVPs, 2 great players. The Dodgers did not win that game because of Shohei Ohtani. Everyone else stepped up to the plate. We could bring up Will Smith. We could bring up Will Klein. We can bring up Miguel Rojas. It was like everyone else also did their job. So here, who did their job? We're just talking about how Aaron Judge didn't do his job at the plate. That's what we're talking about.
If his regular season numbers, I think he had like one of the greatest seasons of any hitter ever last year. His OPS off the charts. If his regular season numbers weren't drastically better than his postseason numbers, and then his performance in the World Baseball Classic, which he himself compared to the World Series, and then you add that to Dan's point, where they're wearing USA hockey jerseys to amplify the importance of this game. I just think that if you put that contrast, his regular season numbers, which are amazing, off the charts, compared to the biggest stage, I think that's a bad look.
See, and that's where what is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to say this is, again, just an exhibition like others have said? I think he's being a company man. And he's doing what he needs to do, and he didn't have a good series. And if Aaron Judge is not a member of the New York Yankees, are we this involved in him? Like, are we, if Aaron Judge is playing for the Baltimore Orioles, same division, like putting up the same numbers, are we
Is he still the MVP? He's still everything is the same. He's just Oriole.
There's a lot that is on Aaron Judge's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to give him a pass, even though I'm totally giving him a pass.
I mean, I guess we are. I'm not trying to give him a pass either, but I guess we are.
I think that there's responsibilities on his shoulders that no one else has to deal with. Yeah. And one of those is also being the face of Team USA. And so then when he doesn't perform, it's an opportunity to pile on, and I just don't think that's necessarily fair, again, for a baseball game that was played on March 17th.
Right.
I have more credence to what Jason's saying in how you perform in the postseason and what you've done in those sort of instances in October as opposed to what you would do in the third month of the year. I think we use it against him in a way that's unfair.
I agree.
You know what I love?
Okay.
The show today is being streamed live on YouTube on the Covino and Rich channel. Yes, and we are getting feedback. And of course, everyone loves Monse. Love Monse. Yes. Although Colin in Canada did say I said it better than Covino ever could, so I do appreciate that.
There you go. See, they love you too.
And someone, and Jones 199 tweets in, posts, I don't even know what the word would be,
Comments?
seeing Jay Stu for the first time. So, so they get to see Jason Stewart. They get to see Iowa Sam. They get to see Isaac Lowenkron. We are having fun on this Wednesday here on Fox Sports Radio.
Don't think I forgot that you mentioned my volleyball game. I have not forgotten that. Do
grudge
not think.
held.
Grudge.
Will not be let go for years. It will be in the back of my mind. And anytime you lose in a volleyball game,
you're going to bring it up.
I may smile.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Know?
Hit her up at Monse Bolaños. You can find me at Dan Beyer on Fox. In for the guys who get a well-deserved break. Coming up next, the NFL had some big news yesterday. One that grabbed the headlines and one that kind of swam under the surface. Monse's in love with one of them. We'll tell you which one it is next here on Covino and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market.
With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen. You're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code CRSHOW. That's code CRSHOW to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Aaron Judge has taken some heat, and I think there's no better way to tell me that you just dislike, that you hate Aaron Judge without telling me you hate Aaron Judge. Because he was asked about the excitement in the WBC compared to the World Series. He was asked about the fans. Now, keep in mind, this is about the fans. Okay. And Aaron Judge tells his truth comparing the WBC to the World Series. Here's what he said.
All rise.
Bigger and better than the series. It's just, like I said, the passion that these fans have representing their country, representing some of their favorite players. There's nothing like it. And that's what you dream of as a kid. I was betting my backyard, playing wiffle ball.
Wow.
This is the moments you dream of, big spots, big situations. And it gives me chills right now thinking about how special that was.
Now,
bigger and better than the World Series, quote.
That's the quote.
Aaron Judge.
And everyone's like, oh, are you serious? Bigger and better than the World Series? I don't know. Have you seen all the corporate a-holes that sit there watching the World Series for the overly priced World Series tickets that you can't afford compared to the excitement level of the WBC and these fans out there cheering for their nation's pride? You don't see the difference? If you can't see the difference and understand what Aaron Judge is talking about, then you and I are not the same cat. You expect Judge to lie in that moment, and You just clearly hate Aaron Judge because everything he said there was truthful. It does feel bigger and better than World Series because the fans are going crazy. They got cowbells and full-on percussion sections in each game. Like, it's exciting. The excitement level's not the same. He's not saying that winning this is or means more. He's saying the experience feels bigger and better because of the fans, because of the nation's pride on the line. We grew up with a mentality, and you see it in the MLB. It's the USA MLB mentality, and it's act like you've been there before. Act like you've been there before. But now I think we're all realizing that it's much cooler to act like you may never get to do that again. And other nations are playing with a different mindset, or maybe it's a generational difference too, where a lot of these young people are showboating in a fun way, and there's a difference between taunting and celebrating. And I think we're seeing a different level of celebration that the U.S. or baseball in this country from this generation needs to adopt moving forward. You know, like, it's no longer act like you've been there. Act like you've been there is boring. If you're excited about something, then show your excitement, because that excitement's contagious. And I think that's what Aaron Judge is getting at. Like, yeah, what I'm seeing here, and this is the absolute truth, what I'm seeing here, and this is my words too, is something we've never seen before. And if you say you have, then I guess you watch a lot of baseball in the DR or in Venezuela, because what we're witnessing now is something we've never seen before. We're seeing a World Cup atmosphere in American baseball, in the World Baseball Classic. We've never seen that level of excitement in baseball before. So Aaron Judge is being a great ambassador of this tournament and telling the truth. End of story. Everyone else saying otherwise doesn't like Aaron Judge, and you guys stink. Period. Take it from me.
All rise.
I'm so committed to this that I've been hitting up other radio hosts from other radio stations being like, yeah, you're a loser because you don't know what you're talking about. You just hate Aaron Judge. It's the truth, because what he's saying is the truth. You see those boring corporate people that have World Series tickets? They're not even cheering. You see the excitement level? It's not even the final game. These guys are going nuts in the stands. There's a clear difference, and he's pointing that out.
Well,
we've been pointing that out.
Your Yankees are the prime example, though, of like, act like you've been there before.
Yes,
I'm
not a fan of it.
Nothing would be lamer to me than when the Yankees in like the 2000s.
I think there's a medium ground.
Would clinch their division, and they would just do like a lineup of handshakes. When it's like, dude, you just played 162 games.
Things evolve, dude. I think it's time to evolve. That's all. You know, that's how it used to be. You can't pretend like our mentality wasn't act like you've been there before. It was. Just like it was in the NBA, you know, you didn't switch teams because if you can't beat them, join them. Mentalities change.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. You are tuning in to Covino and Rich. The guys are on a much-needed vacation, so you get on Airbnb. Dan Beyer, I am Monse Bolaños. Thanks for hanging out with us.
It's that time of the show, Monse. Time for our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Here's the drama. We had a near buzzer beater in Texas NC State. Howard held on for dear life against UMBC, and we had the WBC go down to the ninth inning. What is going to be our Tire Rack play of the day? Let's find out right now.
Into left center field, headed for the gap, and Venezuela has retaken the lead. And Eugenio Suarez just like that.
Courtesy of Fox Sports. It was going to be Texas, NC State, but Dick Vitale and Charles Barkley were talking about their favorite golf courses in Florida.
While it was happening?
By the way, I have no problem with what they did. We'll get to that later on in the show, but as I would say, Eugenio Suarez, Monse would say
Eugenio Suarez.
Okay, he was the hero last night for Venezuela in winning the World Baseball Classic. There was another winner in South Florida yesterday, and as crazy as this is, Monse thinks it's a member of the Miami Dolphins. So we had the news that Jalen Waddle gets dealt to the Broncos. They get a first-round pick. They get a third-round pick. They get a fourth-round pick. They do give up a fourth in the process with Waddle, but Jalen Waddle is now out of Miami in the Mile High City. But do you think there was a real winner with the Dolphins?
Yeah, when I heard the news, I was like, wow, this is a really good situation for Malik Willis. Why? Because I think he is now stepping into a situation where there is no pressure and very little expectation. Who are you going to throw the ball to? Tutu out. Well, I know, but like the receiver room is not a very great receiving room. Not
It's
that
awful,
Miami,
yeah.
not that Miami can't make moves, but I feel like this puts Malik Willis in a situation where they're willing to go through some growing pains and figure it out with him. This move was, let's start over. Let's really just kind of figure out what we got, what we have with you, Malik Willis. And so I think this is actually a really good situation for him because you have Kyler Murray going into Minnesota. I don't think he has a very long leash. I think they're expecting to win now, and he has to deliver that. With Malik Willis, as a Dolphin, I think they're kind of like, all right, let's see what we got. No immediate, they're not if it works out, great, but I don't think the Dolphins are like, we better make the playoffs or you're out. I think Minnesota with Kyler is like, we better make the playoffs or you're out, and you're going to go play baseball for the A's. Okay?
Yeah, it'll be better than 9.
It'll be better than 9.
Better than 9. But I look at the Dolphins situation like Michael Scott tries to look at all of their problem resolutions. Win-win-win, right?
Yeah.
He wants a win-win-win scenario.
Right.
Jalen Waddle wins because he gets out of Miami.
Absolutely. Goes to a team that's a contender.
The Broncos win because they get Jalen Waddle, right?
Right.
And I think the Dolphins win in your case because it is also the start of how the Dolphins are going to take shape. The trading of Jalen Waddle isn't to take away a weapon from Malik Willis. It does, but to Monty's point, now it gives him a bit of an excuse. But also, off the heels of the Waddle trade, you've heard NFL insiders say that Devon Achane is not on the trading block. And Devon Achane actually was thought to be on the trading block during last season. He wasn't dealt. You thought maybe he could be dealt this offseason because of the moves, and the Dolphins are saying no. So now we're getting a bit of a look at what the Dolphins want to build as a team. So you have a defensive coordinator coming over in Jeff Hafley who's going to try to turn around that defense. When you look at how the Seahawks just won their Super Bowl, it was with their awesome defense, at times great quarterback play, and a running game that carried them in the playoffs. And they all worked together. And I think that's what Miami is trying to build. And to your point with Malik Willis, if you can get a running game where your quarterback is also going to be a threat, I think that's a positive. It does seem like maybe they are throwing in the towel for 2026. We're hearing a lot of tanking in what could be a strong quarterback draft in 2027. But if Malik Willis does what he needs to do and they run the ball and the defense starts to turn around, I think that's the look of the Miami Dolphins. And so 2026 can be nothing but a good year for Malik Willis. And if he falls on his face, they've got 2 first-round picks. One of them would be really high because they were bad, and then they can take their next quarterback of the future if they wanted.
Malik Willis seems to be walking into a situation like it's like a painting that hasn't been started. You know what I mean? Like they're going to barely start to paint this picture with him.
Yes.
With Kyler Murray going to Minnesota, the picture's almost painted. They're just trying to figure out if you are the end of it because 9 wasn't. So it's like an open canvas, for a blank canvas for Malik Willis in
The
Miami.
bar was here.
Right.
You trade Jalen Waddle, it goes here.
Exactly.
And if you're listening on the app, I know you can't see it, but if you're watching us on YouTube, you see what my arm did. I lowered the bar. And that's where it is for Malik Willis, so he doesn't have to do as much because not as much is expected.
Exactly. Win, win, win.
Win, 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 as Michael
Win,
Scott
win,
would say.
win.
All right, hit Monse up at Monse Bolaños. You can find me at Dan Beyer on Fox. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, and you can watch us live on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
That's right. Come find us. We're live on YouTube right now. Just search Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Covino and Rich FSR. Let's go to the news desk. Isaac Lowenkron giving us the latest of what is happening on this Wednesday. Some hoops tonight and more. What's going on, Isaac?
Indeed, Dan and Monse, the Philadelphia Eagles acquiring quarterback Andy Dalton from the Carolina Panthers for a 2027 7th-round pick. The Indianapolis Colts signing receiver Nick Westbrook-Akine and linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither. Former Cowboys and Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson announced on Instagram that he's retiring from the NFL after 7 seasons. NBA ESPN reports the Milwaukee Bucks want to shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo for the rest of the season because of his hyperextended knee, but that Antetokounmpo has refused and wants to play again this season. Hey, are you into video games, celebrities, or just a good time? Well, the Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. Celebrities like T-Pain and Neo competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com. College hoops, Louisville freshman guard Michael Brown Jr. won't play in tomorrow's NCAA tournament opener against South Florida because of a back injury. First Four continues tonight at 6:40 Eastern. Lehigh against Prairie View A&M at 9:15 Eastern. 31-1 Miami of Ohio takes on SMU. Finally, Dan and Monse, in golf, 2025 Masters champion and Northern Ireland native Rory McIlroy has unveiled his menu for the Masters annual Champions Dinner. So it's time for a quick Fox Sports Radio pop quiz. Gonna give you some items, and you tell me if they are actually on McIlroy's menu or if they are not, and that I made up the fact that they were on the menu. Dan, do you know, or would you like to take yourself out of this?
I do know. I did see
Okay.
it. Yeah, I saw it this
Go.
morning.
Monse,
Sorry.
Jason Stewart, and Irish Sam.
What honesty from Dan Beyer.
I know.
I would have just won.
Me too. First item. Ard glass potted herring. Is it on Rory McIlroy's menu? True or false? Monse.
What? Say it one more time?
Ard glass potted herring.
Sure. Why not?
Irish Sam. Yes or no?
Is it on his menu? Is that what you're asking?
Yes or no?
I believe it to be that.
Jason Stewart.
Sure. Yep.
It is not on the menu. Next item. Irish champ.
Herring's pretty tough. By the way.
Is it on the menu or not? Monse.
Well, I'm going to say yes just because the last one wasn't.
Sam.
What is it, champ?
Irish champ.
I'm from Ireland. I don't even know what that is. It's not.
Jason.
Yes.
It is on the menu.
Oh.
Traditional comforting dish of creamy mashed potatoes mixed with chopped scallions, butter, and milk.
Oh, that sounds
okay.
delightful.
I could get into that.
And finally, Belfast BAP. Belfast BAP. There's a Belfast in
Come
Ireland.
on there,
Belfast BAP. Is it on the menu or not? Monse.
What is no.
Irish Sam.
BAP and champ. BAP is on there, yes.
Jason.
I say no.
It is not. A large bread roll filled with sausages, bacon, and egg. Back to you guys.
I win.
Sounds nice.
Did someone on the chat say Jay Stu looked like a nuclear scientist?
Yes.
Is that what you saw
I
on the
did
YouTube
see that.
chat?
It was TNASTAN. Thank you for commenting. Jay Stu looks like he could be a nuclear scientist.
How about that?
Don't tell them you are. Keep that a secret.
Will he be portrayed in the movie by Cillian Murphy?
By the way, it's one of my worst nightmares is being on video. I hate seeing myself on video. It makes me sick to my stomach. I got a text from a friend of mine that said, "Looks like you've lost weight." And I'm like, "Thank you. That's amazing that you said on YouTube that it looks like I lost weight." Because most of the time, the camera puts on 10 pounds.
And it really does.
So I appreciate the compliment from my buddy that's watching on YouTube. Thank you, Brian Beckner.
Way to go.
Bo Benson 536 says Irish Sam must go. At least I'm paraphrasing.
Wow.
That's an in-house. That's from our own Bo Benson who works here at Fox Sports Radio down the hall.
I don't think Stugatz are like that. I don't think at all.
This guy
he wants
is
more time.
never going to die.
He wants time for his character, Bolivia Bo.
Here's what I love about Iowa Sam's Irish Sam impression was you felt the door open because it was Rory McIlroy's from Northern Ireland, right?
He also called me Irish Sam.
Oh, you did?
He did.
Okay,
Carried over into the show.
I missed that. I thought
Yeah.
that maybe that Irish Sam was just like, Well, that's Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
Here we go
Gotta
again.
go, yeah.
Let's talk Ireland.
Uh,
All right, enough of that. All right, the NFL played a game in Ireland this past year. The Steelers and Vikings. It makes me transition to the Seahawks
Look at
because
nicely.
there's a game that's going to be played in Australia next year, Rams 49ers. It was reported yesterday by the Wall Street Journal that the NFL has figured out their plan with how they're going to do, because that travel's even worse than the Brazil trip that teams would have to do. When I got a chance, this is a great opportunity, by the way, to call back to something. I had a chance to speak with Kyle Juszczyk and Christian Juszczyk at Super Bowl 60. When I had a chance to talk with them as news broke about the 49ers going to Australia, Kyle told me that he thought that they'd be playing on a Thursday. That ended up kind of putting in my head at the time being like, well, the opening night is usually Thursday night, right? Are you going to play a game on Thursday? What are you going to do for the Super Bowl champ, whether it be the Seahawks or the Patriots? How would that be done? And it got the gears going. It takes a lot to get these gears going, Monse, but that got me to thinking, we've seen an opening night on a Wednesday before. In political years, I think it was the Democratic National Convention one year, and President Obama was going to be making his speech on a Thursday, so the NFL moved up the game to a Wednesday night. I think it was the Giants who were playing in that game. So they have moved up the Wednesday night game kickoff. The Wall Street Journal reported yesterday that the opening game, likely in Seattle on September 9th, would be on a Wednesday night. And I just think, Monse, it's a great opportunity for the NFL to just use the whole entire week. Just use Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The reason they can't use Friday is because of the law that's put in with the calendar. You can't conflict with high school football. In the way the calendar was the previous couple of years, they could play that Friday night game in Brazil and be fine with it. They can't do that this year. But why not just do that? Why not play a game on Sunday night of Labor Day weekend to open it up and just make it a full week of football? Everybody would get extra time in going into week 2. I think it would be magnificent if the NFL ended up doing that. You could play your international games maybe a week early or allow teams to do that. But make it a full week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday into the full weekend of football. I think that's what the NFL needs to do with week 1.
I like the idea. I don't know if most people would. I feel like people have plans for Labor Day that doesn't go with football. And so you had a game. Now people are trying to change their plans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one. I like it. But
Yes.
I'm wondering, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you and I have sat here and talked about certain holidays are tied into sports. Like Thanksgiving, everyone watches football. Christmas should be a basketball game because we just have it on in the background. No one wants to pay attention.
Sure.
We just want to have it on in the background.
What if it was a Sunday night? Let's just say you take the actual Labor Day holiday off. People are traveling. If you're Sunday night at a lake in your final weekend of the summer,
Okay.
you have the game on at that point. We have college football games on at that point.
Sure.
We have
Yes.
an LSU USC game or play in Las Vegas. There is a window for that on that Sunday night. The NFL at some point we think is going to go to 18 games with 2 buys, so you're going to have to expand your schedule some way or another. So Labor Day weekend may be on the table for that. I think that it would also then just give the viewers more opportunities. I think it would get huge numbers, even if it was on Labor Day weekend. And if you can't do it, guess what? Don't worry. You got a game coming up on Tuesday. You got another one on Wednesday. I think that they could dominate the entire first week of the NFL season.
It would be a pretty epic week. It would be pretty epic.
Yeah.
And I think overall it would be successful. I'm just wondering how Labor Day, with people having specific plans for that type of holiday, how it could tie in. But you're right. Like, it would still be an epic week for the NFL to start off with a game every day.
Earth God says, why only 7 days of football? They should lobby Congress to make an 8th day. Yes. Like the month of Smarch the Simpsons had. Do you know the month of Smarch, Iowa Sam? Are you familiar with that in The Simpsons?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is Irish Sam familiar with the month of Smarch?
I am.
no.
I
I
am,
thought,
yes.
why did
Come
you
on,
bring
Dan.
it back?
Come on, Dan.
Why did you shut it down
Please.
and then
Hey!
you opened the door?
Hey, are you into video games?
Sometimes.
Celebrities are just a good time. The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. Celebrities like T-Pain to Neo competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com. I don't think it's an awful idea. I think
No,
if you're
no, it's not at all. I'm just wondering how people would feel about it.
I don't like Sunday night football because I consume football throughout the day. I think that the Sunday night window is way too extra. But when you have it on separate nights, it spreads it out enough for me in that way. And who's going to miss the games that would have been on at 1 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday if 4 of those were played earlier on in the week? I just think it gives them options. I think it gives them flexibility with European travel if you wanted to, or excuse me, international travel, because maybe you're not playing a game, in the in the early morning hours because it would be in Europe, but it does work for a spot in Australia because if you played it at 8 o'clock Eastern time on a Thursday night, it would be Friday afternoon there. Are you down with this, Jason? Or are you?
No, I love the idea. And you know what would appeal to the NFL if you were to go to them and pitch them this idea? Is that these one-off games, I think, get a tremendous amount of traffic gambling, and I think that would move the needle for them. It's going to be more revenue in the gambling markets, so let's do it 7 days a week.
And this, by the way, this is not every week. This is just for week 1 of the NFL season. That's
and then we dial back.
Yes. And it's just a one-off thing when we're all craving football. It would allow teams to be flexible in their preseason schedule. When you play the Hall of Fame game in Canton, your training camp starts a little bit earlier than everybody else's. Now you get a week off between your last preseason game and the opening week. This way, your week off would actually kind of become between weeks 1 and 2, which I don't think teams necessarily would be mad at. It takes some maneuvering, but if we're going to play a game on a Wednesday and a Thursday, I don't know why the NFL wouldn't look to playing on a Tuesday that week, considering they're now looking at playing the game before Thanksgiving, like the night before on a Wednesday. They've shown everything is on the table. I wouldn't doubt if this is on the table for them.
It would be epic for that week.
Yeah.
For that week.
Week 1
Yeah.
only.
Your next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Undergraduate and most graduate classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu.
Find her at Monse Bolaños. You can find me at Dan Beyer on Fox. You won't find us wearing hats in a popular restaurant. We'll tell you why next. Covino Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. Is your business struggling to find qualified candidates? You're not alone. Nearly half of hiring decision makers say finding top talent is their biggest challenge. And with the average cost per hire nearing $4,700, every new employee is an investment.
How about hiring differently? Let Express Employment Professionals streamline your hiring process, saving you time and money. Get started at expresspros.com.
There are also hidden costs with hiring. Lost productivity, unlisted interviews, and the impact on team morale can add up fast. With Express, hiring is more efficient.
Visit expresspros.com to find the location nearest you. Expert recruiters at Express have a local network of talent ready to go to work. Keep people at the center of your hiring process with your local Express team.
I keep telling people, Monse, don't let turnover slow you down. Focus on growing your business while Express finds the talent you need to succeed. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Whether you need contract workers or new full-time staff members, fast-track hiring with Express.
Visit expresspros.com today. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
One of the other big stories, of course, is Max Crosby back to the Raiders? Deal.
And apparently,
or no deal. And apparently the
first
no deal.
guy there today, right? So he was already there with the Raiders,
Yeah,
like
he
a
went,
pro.
He went to work with his lunchbox.
That's cool. And I don't know if there's any update
Was
here.
it
I'm sure Dan would have told us.
Alf lunchbox, or what was it?
But
No,
do
he's
the
more
Raiders,
of a Darth Vader guy.
He-Man lunchbox?
Really?
Star
No,
Wars.
he's a Transformers dude, I thought. Do the Raiders keep him now? Because there's so many teams that are going to be interested. I'm already hearing rumors maybe about your 49ers,
Cowboys
Rich, the
in the mix,
Cowboys,
right?
the Bears, the Rams. I mean, it's endless as far as opportunities because the truth is he's still just recovering from an injury. It's not like he necessarily failed and isn't going to get better when it comes to this physical.
Now, based off of what Dan Beyer played, the audio from the Ravens front office, saying like they're gutted, like they wanted it to go through. I heard Diana Rossini, a friend of ours, on Dan Patrick this morning. And, Danny, you and I were talking about it last night.
She had the inside scoop from the horse's mouth. She spoke to Max Crosby and gave the juice here on Fox Sports Radio this morning.
And Danny G, you and I were saying the same thing, which is like it just It just feels like, is there a possibility there was buyer's remorse, and when a guy's recovering, a doctor could find something? Now, you could say that's shady behavior. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but I gave you the analogy. If someone went through someone's significant other's phone, you could find the most innocent thing and maybe be like, what's this?
When you're looking hard enough,
you
you'll
can find something. So I feel like were they looking for something enough just to be able to say no deal? Like, was there buyer's remorse? Like, oh man, we're giving up all these picks, and I don't know.
It felt that way immediately because they had lost so many of their players to free agency that suddenly they were looking at things like, okay, we have Max Crosby. Now we have his contract too, and we lost 2 first-round picks. How are we going to replenish? And the Ravens, they don't normally trade first-round picks. Well, usually they're not up in the top 15 either, but they normally don't deal picks away like this, and they've always drafted pretty well. So right away, it was not – it didn't pass the sniff test, and so immediately even NFL insiders were saying, hey, something's not going right
What
here.
about
with-
the credibility
with this.
of team doctors, though?
Well, that's the thing. The doctors, they're called team doctors because they work for the team.
They work for the team. They're
So,
highly paid from the
so if the front
teams.
office says to their team doctor, hey, kind of changed our mind here because we want our two first-round picks back, the team doctor is going to do what they say.
But I'm saying this just for the sake of conversation. Could it be that maybe the doctors did see something with the healing process
Sure.
that might not,
100%.
make it a fair deal for them?
There's something that maybe they did see that worried them long-term for Max Crosby.
I have 2 questions. Number one, Iowa Sam didn't have to beep sniff test, number one. And number 2.
Sniff test could mean anything.
Okay. All right,
Like,
what?
is
That's
this
not
a-
what I done.
Is this milk old or not?
No,
Take a
okay.
sniff.
And number 2, Daniel Jones just signed an extension and a new contract. And when there's an understanding that this guy's recovering, clearly he's not 100% ready right now. Isn't that part of the understanding?
That's the thing. And Kirk Morrison had been saying this for a couple of weeks on every Raider podcast I listened to, pointing out that Crosby couldn't pass a physical to be on the field today, but in June he could. So you got to have a little bit of a leap of faith as long as the healing process is going the right way, which if you follow Max Crosby on his social media accounts, he shares a lot of his life. So I saw him go from the rolling thing when people have leg injuries to the cast off to standing on his basketball court shooting shots. He's coming along, and Raider insiders are saying he's a little bit ahead of schedule, which is actually what his agent and doctor also said.
And if you're connecting the dots, Ravens clearly knew that, and they know the healing process, and they knew what they were signing up for. So was this their excuse to back out of it, as Rich said, buyer's remorse? Not Dan Buyer's remorse. Actual purchaser, buyer's remorse.
Quickly, Adam Schefter reported that the Cowboys doctor was one of the doctors that actually reviewed Max Crosby's knee. He had done the surgeries for Patrick Mahomes and Malik Neighbors as well. He was the one that didn't pass. And some people were wondering, because he reviewed it, was he trying to get the Cowboys back in on it? That's not the case at all. But it was he was one of the doctors to look at.
Yeah, so the speculation's fun, right? And it is interesting to think about those things. But maybe the truth is simple. Maybe he's not healing the way they expected him to be healing at this point. Maybe the meniscus still looks damaged in ways that I don't know.
Where this really blocks the Raiders, though, Dan just brought up the Cowboys. They traded for Rashawn Gary. A lot of these teams that were in line.
Yeah, they're
handling the live stream today as we are on YouTube.
Shout out to Spot. Miss
Iowa
ya.
Sam as well is usually here. Irish Sam.
Let's not.
So Sam's working, but
Let's
Danny
not.
G, Covino, and Rich off today.
It's Dan Beyer's favorite time of the year.
It is.
It is, right? And it's probably yours too. So the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge is live now that the matchups are set soon to be. Be sure to complete your bracket at foxsportsradio.com right now. Compete against our Fox Sports Radio hosts and against fellow listeners to see who has the best bracket. The winning bracket in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge will win a $1,000 gift card, and a perfect bracket will win you $1 million. Fill out your bracket now and until tomorrow morning before the games begin. Visit foxsportsradio.com to register, to get rules, and to fill out your bracket. It's all presented by Webull, trading and investing built for you.
She is Monse Bolaños. I'm Dan Beyer. We are in for CNR today. Isaac Lowenkron's at the news desk. Jason Stewart's our executive producer. And as we mentioned, Iowa Sam, our technical producer. I do think it's the greatest time of year. I think last week is the greatest sports week. Think about what was last week of NFL free agency, of the World Baseball Classic. Now, that's not going to happen every year, but with the conference championship game, Selection Sunday announcing, and then you go into this week where I just love tomorrow and Friday.
I wish you guys could see his face. It's so giddy.
It's
so giddy.
It truly is.
He's so
Tomorrow
happy.
is awesome. And it's known that I'm an Ohio State fan, and I was just hoping it was hoping a little bit that Ohio State would play on Thursday night because you don't have to wait as long, but you're still in the tournament while other teams have been eliminated.
Sure, yeah.
Guess what the first game is at 12:15 Eastern tomorrow? Ohio State TCU, 8-9 in the East region in Greenville, South Carolina. But so up early watching the hoops for us on the West Coast. So by the time I'll get in here, we'll see if the Buckeyes advance or not.
Should I pick them as my week 1 survivor for our pool?
Your day 1 survivor.
My day 1.
That's how much you're
See?
learning.
Oh, right. That's
Monse is getting into survivor pools.
It's my first one.
you. Did I get you into the survivor pools, Jason Stewart?
You did.
I feel like it's an annual sort of conversation that we have
You
here.
guys do.
And it really started, survivor pools were so popular with the NFL, but the NCAA tournament ones are magnificent.
And tell the listeners or viewers, how many survivor pools do you do?
So right now I've got 8 entries. 8 entries in. Possibly 9.
2, not 3,
No.
not 4,
No.
not 5.
Are you going to
Not
have
6.
the same?
Not 7.
No.
Shut up, LeBron. Are you going to have
No.
the same answers on all of them?
No, but I don't expect all of them to win. Because if
Okay.
I really wanted to make money and I felt they all would win, I would just put them in a parlay and end
Sure.
up winning. This is
Okay.
just to make sure that I'm not out by Friday night.
Gotcha.
That I have
Okay.
something in the weekend or something to at least hopefully, knock on wood, carry over
Make
to
some paper.
the second week of
Yeah.
the end. It's not even about winning. And I think
What do you mean?
Jason will
It's
tell you.
always about winning.
It is not, because what it does is it locks you in. It locks you into games that you didn't think that you would care about.
Fair.
And sometimes the price that you would pay is worth being interested in. Like to sit there and Jason did very well in a pool a couple of years ago. He had a lot riding on NC State Duke in
Okay.
the regional final. I'm just guessing it's top 3 one of the college basketball games you've ever watched, right?
Yeah. I agree. But to your point, like just getting to that second weekend is so key. And that's why you have so many entries. If you get into that second weekend and you have no survivor picks, I might as well just stop watching.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's how invested I am in these pools now.
And brackets are tough. This one keeps you involved each day if you can survive.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. Make sure to text me every day that I put my pick in because I'm gonna forget.
Well, make one for the next day just in case you do forget.
Okay,
Yes,
I could do
yes.
that.
So do
I
it
could
Thursday
do
and
that.
Friday.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what you can't do. Wear a hat at Ruth's Chris.
Stop. Why? What if I want to wear a hat?
No. And by the way, this is long overdue. Jason and I have been known to dine at a Ruth's Chris, no matter what you think of the facility or establishment. They got really good food. And when you walk in, I'm not saying you got to dress to the nines, but when you're wearing a baseball cap at a steakhouse and the mood is the lighting is dimmed, there's no reason to wear a flat-brimmed cap at a table. Just take it off. Just get rid of it.
And if I'm going to a dinner like this, don't upset me because you're gonna see a hat of a team you don't like. You're gonna be like, you just ruined my dinner. You just ruined my salad at a steakhouse.
There's a San Francisco Giants.
There's
fan.
a Giants hat. Okay, great.
I am totally. When we would walk in. The last time I think we went to one was in New Orleans, Jason, and there were many people wearing caps, and it actually bothered me.
It's like a sign of the society's like lack of decorum and normalizing things like that. I took Christina to a Valentine's dinner last month. And I walk in, and I know how much I'm going to pay for the meal, and I look around. There are several guys with caps on. And I'm like, this is not the place or the time.
Have some respect. Yes, have some respect. Now, tucked in golf shirts, collared shirts at golf clubs, big thing that I'm around. Now, I wouldn't mind if it was untucked. That'd be my preference. But I understand no caps in the members' lounge, those sort of things.
But you're wearing a cap outside.
Yes.
So
but even inside,
you got to take it off.
I went golfing with a family friend a couple weeks ago. We were and I just kind of had to tap him on the arm and show him the cap. Take it off.
So what do you just hold it in your hand, wrap it around your
put
little
it, put it
loop?
on your knee,
Yes.
put it on the chair next to you. Yeah. Or
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know what I say to that? Hats off, Ruth Chris. Hats off to you for laying down the law.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. Makes sense.
She's Monse Bolaños. I'm Dan Beyer, Isaac Lowenkron, Jason Stewart, and Iowa Sam hanging out. Hats off to a Heisman Trophy winner and a college football legend for putting his foot down. It's Covino and Rich. She's Monse. I'm Dan on Fox Sports Radio.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The Philadelphia Eagles are acquiring quarterback Andy Dalton from the Carolina Panthers for a 2027 7th-round draft pick. The Indianapolis Colts are signing receiver Nick Westbrook-Akine and linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither. Former Dallas Cowboys and Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Logan Wilson is retiring from the NFL after 7 seasons. NBA ESPN reports the Milwaukee Bucks want to shut Giannis Antetokounmpo down for the rest of the season because of his hyperextended knee, but that Antetokounmpo's refused and wants to play again this season. College hoops, the first 4 continues at 6:40 Eastern. Lehigh taking on Prairie View A&M at 9:15 Eastern. It's 31-1 Miami of Ohio opposing SMU. Louisville freshman guard Mikel Brown Jr. will not play in Thursday's NCAA tournament opener against South Florida because of a back injury. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Finally, someone's taking a stand, and it's not just Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback that has had enough. He's not going to take it anymore, Monse.
I don't blame him. You know, for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
I'm still amazed at the opportunity that we get today in streaming today's show.
Yes,
Big
shout out
thanks
Spot.
to Spot for taking care of that. So not only do you get to see the beautiful Monse Bolaños, you get to see my mug and Isaac Lowenkron, Jason Stewart, and Iowa Sam. And we also get to see the in-show chat.
Right.
And a lot of conversation is going on. You sent the link out to your family.
I did.
They're enjoying lunch
They're
over the show.
enjoying lunch. I sent it to Grace. Grace laughed at the Irish Sam joke. She's loving it.
Oh, how about
She's
that?
into it. Thanks, Grace, girl.
Are you still dating that girl in Iowa? Are you still taken?
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean the girlfriend in air quotes? Girlfriend in air quotes.
She's very real.
Monse's seen her, though.
I met her.
Yeah, you met her. Kristen. Hello.
Yes. Hi, Kristen.
She's real. Her backyard is real. It's all real.
So Grace loves Irish Sam.
She does.
Monse's brother loves a good burrito while watching the show. I tell you what I don't like, flat bill hats. So Peter, who chimed in on the YouTube chat, said that I'm the guy that still leaves the sticker on his flat bill hat. I actually was able to comment. I've never worn a flat bill hat. Ever.
Yeah, no.
Ever at all. The stickers are off. All 8 of them that are now on hats. They're gone.
Even off
See you later.
your dad caps. You don't leave the sticker
That's
on.
correct. The slouch is another way, but dad caps is the better way to put it. That's all I wear. If you see any of the video clips and I'm wearing a cap, the brim is bent. If I can get it 180,
yes.
You know, let's do it.
I'm with you.
Yep.
I do keep my sticker on for as long as I can, and sometimes I put it under. Like if it's like a shiny, you know, like MLB sticker, not the price sticker.
Not the new era circle. You go for the hologram MLB one. That's
and
the one
then
that
I'll
we go
try
with.
and keep it on as long as I can.
This here, if you see on the YouTube, flat bill free zone. You're not going to see it. You will not see it. I've gotten hats that I can't wear because they're too high. I just wear them backwards. But even if I wear them backwards, Monse, I'm still bending the brim as much as I can. You will not see any flat brim. There's only a select few people that can really pull it off.
It's a tough hat to
and
rock.
90% of the people can't do it.
I agree. I agree with you. It's a hard fit. It's a harsh fit for everybody.
Yes. I don't know how it became a look, but it has. You don't really have any flat brim caps, do you, Jason
It's one of
Stewart?
those battles that I thought I would never do it, but I've given in. On Fridays, I wear my uniform, which is my I Heart black hat.
Oh,
That's a flat brim.
That is a flat brim.
And I think it
doesn't
looks
look,
pretty good.
Yeah, it does not look good. I know
Yeah.
exactly how you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess I'm used to seeing it's not as harsh on you, the shape of it. It's a harsh shape.
But I've
That's
given
what
in,
it is.
Dan. I fought it for a long time. I've given in with a couple of my caps, and they're not awful.
Iowa Sam?
I have a mix of the, what did they call it, the slouch?
Yes.
I also call it the Matt Campbell because that's all he wears. Is that, and it's not even.
No, he definitely started it. The now Penn State head coach.
I'm just saying though, that's all he rocks,
him.
and it's so curved in. It's like, and it's all like worn and torn, but it's almost like a circle around his top of his head. I have a mix though of the slouch and the flat brim.
I could say I don't even think I've ever seen Isaac Lowenkron in a hat. He's got that wonderful head of hair that he does. It's always finely groomed. But he had the Rory McIlroy menu earlier. It's one of the reasons I love Rory McIlroy even more than I do is because he's still wearing the slouch sort of dad cap. I think it's a great look. You're not a cap guy, are you, Isaac?
Never in my life would I lower myself to that. But you're right. But you know what? Being in this business and having kids, there's a little problem. I might need it in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I go the Steve Hartman route instead of that route, but we'll see.
You know, Isaac is a USC guy. So is Matt Leinart, who won a Heisman Trophy with USC. And Matt Leinart has put his foot down, not on flat build caps, but on the possible usage of his retired number 11 that is at USC. The topic of conversation that came up was, would Matt Leinart unretire his jersey number to allow a likely highly rated recruit so they could come to USC? If the recruit's saying, hey, I'm down to USC in Texas here, I've always worn number 11. I really want to wear number 11. If I can wear number 11 at USC, I can at Texas. If I can wear it at USC, I'll be a Trojan. And Matt Leinart's essentially said, and in his words on his podcast that he does, Throwbacks with Jerry Ferrara and Matt Leinart, said, absolutely bleeping not. And if you don't believe me, listen to the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
There's been multiple times where people at USC have asked me if I would unretire my jersey for some 5-star prospect. And do you want to know what I told those guys straight up? I said, absolutely not. I am never going to unretire my jersey for some random dude who, by the way, now could wear number 11 and transfer after a year. The only person that will ever wear my USC number 11 would be Cole, who's not there right now. He's at SMU, or two of my boys. If they end up going to USC and playing football, that is it. And then Cole hit me up a couple of years ago. He's like, Dad, hey, Dad, this linebacker, I think he's going to SC. He wants to wear your jersey. Would you let him wear it? I said, linebacker? Are you this ain't LeVar Arrington and Penn State wearing the sticks, bro. This is Ace at USC. So funny though. Absolutely not. Would never do it.
That's a magnificent response from Matt Leinart, and he is 100% dead on for a variety of reasons. Monse, one of my campaigns in 2026 is this campaign against college athletes not being good enough to wear low numbers. In college basketball, it annoys me. All we see now are single-digit numbers, and single-digit numbers to me, when you were playing when Monse was draining 7 threes in a high school basketball game, I guarantee Monse's number was probably like 12, okay? Because what number did you wear?
I think I was 12. How did you know that?
Because you're shorter, because you're smaller. And the uniforms that you wore, like many of us did in our high school, was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 were like size small. The 20s were the mediums. The 30s were the large. And the 40s and 50s, when you're playing basketball, were the XLs, the double XLs that you would wear.
I think you're right, yeah.
That's what it was. You just would order them from a company, and that's where you were. Mm-hmm. Now, you've got so many single digits, and it may not be the same with every single school. But I pointed out with the Ohio State Buckeyes that at one point, the highest uniform number of a player that gets significant playing time for them is 21. They have someone who also wears 13. Christoph Tilly wears 13. Devin Royal wears 21. And then they've got like 8 people wearing single digits, and only 3 of them are really good players. Like you have to live up to the number that you are representing. And when you are representing a single number, that is a big responsibility. And if you're representing number 11 and you're a quarterback or you're a star wide receiver, you're not wearing 84 anymore as a star wide receiver, you better be darn good. And to Leinart's point, even if it is a 5-star in today's day and age of college sports and people leaving, there's no loyalty to it. I give Matt Leinart absolute credit for putting his foot down. It isn't the school's number. It's Matt Leinart's number.
When I first heard this, I thought it was a joke. I was like, wait, you're asking the guy that a Heisman winner who went to national championships with you, who was there 4 years, was a redshirt freshman, but was there a full 4 years, like spent his time here. So I thought it was a joke. I was like, there's no way they're asking him this. It makes no sense to me. And I agree with you. With no loyalty and everybody bouncing from school to school after 1 year, why would he give up his number? And we're acting like it was just like he had a one good year. You know what I mean? Like he was part of so much success for the Trojans. And also him going to the NFL and not having the success? Are you crazy? You want me to get rid of a number where I'm holding on to the fame and glory and success?
Great point.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
This is a crazy question from USC.
Matt Leinart is way more known from his college career than what he ever did in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, I remember him as an Arizona Cardinal. That went real well. That was real good. No! So why would he do that? Like, I honestly thought it was a joke. I was like, this isn't real. They're not really doing this.
Now, there are schools that have certain numbers. Like he mentioned Penn State with the linebackers and wearing 11. We see the Dallas Cowboys, the star wide receivers, wear number 88, which I'm still glad that there's receivers in the NFL that want to wear 80s. But it has changed. And I think the point that Leinart makes, we've seen this before. So Michigan has done a really good job in honoring their numbers where they have had players wear the same number and there will be a patch on their jersey. It says so-and-so, wore this, distinguished number. So the current player that's wearing it, the previous player's honor is being honored by it. At Ohio State, one of the big topics of conversation 25, 30 years ago was Andy Katzenmoyer was a top linebacker, and he wanted to wear 45, which is what Archie Griffin wore, the two-time Heisman Trophy winner. Archie let Andy Katzenmoyer wear 45 during his time at Ohio State. And it was up to Archie's decision, but I don't think that college football is the same then as it is now. And to use it as a tiebreaker between schools tells me all you would maybe need to know, because that is essentially what it is when you're looking at the pros and cons. Number one is who's going to pay me the most money, who's going to give me the most NIL. And then if it's the same, you're like, okay, what coaches do I like? And if it comes down to a number on that you want to wear in college, then you probably shouldn't be at that school in the first place.
Absolutely. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I love this. Can I just hear the answer again, because it was so refreshing. There's no written rule by this, but for Matt Leinart to understand the landscape, and he's tied in because of his work at Fox, he knows what the current game is. And he's also denied, by the way, that Lincoln Riley came to him and said, hey, can you do this? But apparently others have, as he said on his podcast.
There's been multiple times where people at USC have asked me if I would unretire my jersey for some 5-star prospect. And do you want to know what I told those guys straight up? I said, absolutely not. I am never going to unretire my jersey for some random dude who, by the way, now could wear number 11 and transfer after a year. The only person that will ever wear my USC number 11 would be Cole, who's not there right now. He's at SMU, or two of my boys if they end up going to USC and playing football. That is it. And then Cole hit me up a couple of years ago. He's like, Dad, this linebacker, I think he's going to SC. He wants to wear your jersey. Would you let him wear it? I said, linebacker? Are you this ain't LeVar Arrington in Penn State wearing the sticks, bro. This is Ace at USC. So funny though. Absolutely not. Would never do it.
Magnificent answer, Jason Stewart.
I just looked this up because I didn't know how many examples there were, notable examples of retired numbers being unretired. And I had no idea that Steve Largent gave up his 80 for like a 40-year-old Jerry Rice.
Yes.
That's despicable. Retired means retired. Right. Jerry Rice has number 80 on the 49ers forever. He didn't need 80 on the Seahawks. And it reminds me of Abdul Carter, the Penn State linebacker that got drafted by the Giants last year. I don't know if he actually asked or if he just said on a podcast that he asked Lawrence Taylor for his 56. And it went under the umbrella of like, hey, doesn't hurt to ask. I would say, yeah, it does hurt to ask when your judgment is called into question. Like, I think less of you, Abdul Carter, for asking that question, because there's no way in hell that Lawrence Taylor should ever give up 56 on the Giants.
It's also a way bigger bullseye that you're putting on your back if you're wearing that sort of number. And so asking for it already puts Abdul Carter into that sort of difficult situation. I don't mind Steve Largent. Nobody looks at the Seahawks uniform. And by the way, it was the Holmgren era Matt Hasselbeck uniform that he wore number 80, but no one's like, Jerry Rice.
Right.
And they still think of Steve Largent even if you see the newer uniforms. So I don't know. Jason may have a problem with it. As a Seahawks fan, I didn't have any problem.
He let him borrow it.
Yeah, and he's the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Correct.
Yes.
You could borrow it while you're here.
Yes.
Give it back.
I had no issue with it, as much as it pains Jason Stewart to see Jerry Rice prancing in the number 80 in those couple of games. And it's the crazier look was the Jerry Rice in the Broncos uniform. He never ended up, I believe, playing in a game, but there are Jerry Rice clips of him in Broncos gear, which is totally crazy.
You know, your next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Undergraduate and most graduate classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu.
Monse, before we take a time on Iowa, Sam, are you with me in agreeing with Matt Leinart's take on this and agreeing with that Matt Leinart's on the right side of history and in taking this stance?
Yes, because when he wore number 11, he won the Heisman Trophy. He won a national championship. His college career is more known than his NFL career. If you give the number 11 to someone else, he made a great point. They could leave after a year, and then it's like all that for naught. What if they were there for all 4 years, but they had just an okay career and never lived up to the number 11 that Matt Leinart wore? So I'm absolutely with him.
There's sometimes schools don't retire a number soon enough, or maybe they just don't consider it. But, you know, and I mentioned Andy Katzenmoyer with Ohio State. Jim Jackson was my favorite athlete growing up. He wore number 22 for Ohio State. Well, a few years later, Michael Redd came in and wore number 22, and Michael Redd had a heck of a career. You know, helped Ohio State get to a Final Four that's no longer recognized, but that wasn't his fault. But, you know, that now all of a sudden Jimmy Jackson's 22 is retired by Ohio State, but you did have a player that was pretty good wear it after the fact.
Can I add one more thing? Maybe just when this era of NIL and, you know, paying players and stuff, maybe players, like, they're making a lot of money when they're still like a teenager. Maybe they're a little bit more I hate using the word entitled, but maybe that kind of feels like that.
Of course they're entitled.
9 trillion %.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask for something that wasn't a thing in the past, and I'm going to do it because I'm already being paid $1 million as a 19-year-old.
Yep.
And it's like maybe like that kind of thing. It's like learn about who wore that number in the past and just maybe show some respect and carve your own route. You know, pick a new number.
Watch college basketball this weekend. Watch how many single-digit players are out there.
I am. I'm going to pay attention.
There are lineups at times where you have single digits. The Celtics, I believe, had a situation where they had like it was like 0, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like on the floor. Like it was like it's absurd. Like the highest number was like 5 or 6. Well, it could have been 6. That's Bill Russell. But the point being is everybody's wearing single-digit numbers because they think it's cool. And I think you have to be a top-line player to wear single digits, or if you're a wide receiver, to wear a single digit or a team number. And apparently you can't be you have to be Matt Leinart's son if you're going to wear number 11.
Which
Kudos
makes perfect sense. Kudos to him. And also, he's setting the tone. Like, for anybody else that maybe gets this question, he's setting the tone. Don't say yes. If you have a number retired and you're being asked to unretire it, just play them Matt Leinart's response. Just play them that. I'm
glad Iowa Sam and I were compatible. We'll see how compatible we are when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Our episode of the Newlywed Game, Big Dance version, is next. She's Monse. I'm Dan, and in for Covino and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market.
With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen. You're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code CRSHOW. That's code CRSHOW to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Congrats again to SGA.
127 games, 20 points or more, which is pretty remarkable. When you think about it, even Michael Jordan, even LeBron had a day where they scored 18 or 16 or something. So congratulations to SGA.
We're using this as a day to celebrate SGA and a day to, well, there was a program that they did in school when we grew up. It was called Dare to be Different. Let's dare to be different today and bust out those things we're a little hesitant to rock on the daily.
Well,
I got this jacket from All Saints. All Saints.
Why do you brag about it? That's like a $1,000 jacket.
I was going to say.
All
so
Saints.
I spent a lot of money on this leather jacket, but I never felt bold enough to rock it because I'm like,
badass.
Yeah, you rock it, and people are like, who's this guy think he is? Well, I'll tell you who I think I am. Steve Covino on SGA Day, busting it out for the first. Actually, it's like the second, third time I've worn it, but it's sort of like my concert jacket. It's a little Fonzie, little T-birdish.
Little George Michael kind
Little
of?
George Michael, little faith. Thank you for having faith in me, Sam.
Can I just tell you?
I got the cowboy hat.
I just noticed the squirrels on your cowboy hat.
Well,
I was going to ask, what's that varmint?
You got to bring fur to the game, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't appreciate Chip and Dale, bro?
Oh, they come off like they just come right off?
Chip and Dale, bro. I brought you know why? Because I'm bringing a little bit of everything. Like I said, little cowboy, little karate. Right?
Yeah.
Little danger, little dangerous. Some leather, some bling. You noticing in the chains? Leather and fur, dude. Ooh. And, that's how the NBA guys do it. They don't care. They're just bringing their best drip, and that's what we're doing today.
I do have a question on SGA Day as I'm rocking the, like I said, the rose-colored glasses, the furly ascot, a long chain.
I brought the fur. He brought the furly,
big collar.
Covino, you look like a pimp from Dallas, and Rich looks like a pimp from San Francisco.
You know what I look like for real? There's a boxer who fights on May 2nd against the Mexican monster. His name is Gilbert Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo sort of rocks that Mexican cowboy look. Get noticed a little bit. And congrats again to SGA, because what he's doing is, I can't say under the radar, because that's not it.
It's not accurate. But
it's not accurate.
There's something to be said about you're onto something, but under the radar is not the phrase.
Well, we're sports fans, right? So we're very well aware. But I don't think he's reaching the casual fan,
your mom doesn't know.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like household name sort of thing.
Hey, Mom, what do you think about SGA? She'd be like, who?
Maybe this record, maybe this sort of moment pushes it further. I mean, the guy's already a winner. We know that. Not trying to take anything away, but we're trying to celebrate his accomplishments and say happy SGA Day to you, and congrats again to him. It was fun to see them celebrating last night on a big day. So thank you guys again. Watch what you hear on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR.
I mean, dare I say they repeat? If OKC, if the Thunder repeats, would it be like fair is light? I think it would be almost certain that it would be the best unknown team to win back-to-back championships in any sport ever.
Yeah, I mean, smaller market teams have something to do with
meaning
that,
like if they won back-to-back, yet like your Aunt Nancy doesn't know the OKC or the Thunder. I think that's your answer right there.
I've speculated this at the barber shop, and we've talked about it. You chop it up at the chop shop. And the sentiment against the Vatos, in the Vato community where I was getting my trim up, they're like, yo, to be honest, man, it's kind of like you don't even know how to pronounce his name. And I think that's part of it. Is it Shai? Is it Shai? Is it Gilgeous? What's up, Gilgeous? It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But we go with SGA to keep it safe, and that's what he goes by. But I also think, like, because of the name, there's a lack of familiarity because people are scared to lean into it. And I got that firsthand, so I'm not just assuming. Like, when we were talking about it in the barbershop, that's what the dudes were saying. They were like, yeah, I don't even know how to say his name.
There are athletes that we all shy away from. I mean, we all say Tua. We all say Giannis. We all say –
like Travis Etienne?
Yeah, there you go.
Did you see that?
I mean,
later.
how many UFC dudes, and forget about the hockey guys, it doesn't help. I know that's a stupid, I'm not saying that's the reason. It's part of it. It's small market. It's the name. It's, you can't say it's his flash because the dude is flashy as it gets.
It's also the sport because you could make the same argument about Tua's last name.
True.
But everyone just got used to saying Tua.
Yeah, including Trump almost. So we give him credit. We give him props. And if you don't know, now you know.
What's up, everybody? It's Covino and Rich here at Fox Sports Radio. The guys are on a little vacay, much needed. So you get on-air B&B today. I am Monse Bolaños. He is Dan Beyer.
For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Love is in the air, so why not have a little fun? Our very own version of the Newlywed Game coming your way here at Fox Sports Radio. If you've never heard this, it's just our version of the Newlywed Game. Today's two newlyweds will be Dan Beyer and Iowa Sam, Irish Sam, whatever we want to call him.
I'll take it from here, Monse. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for the Newlywed Game, a special all-male edition. And here's your host, Monse Bolaños.
Woo! Thank you so much, Jason Stewart. This is all based on the NCAA tournament. And if you're confused, no, Dan Beyer is married, not to Iowa Sam. And Iowa Sam maybe has a girlfriend. So that's not the situation.
Not sure.
Maybe.
That's not the situation.
He does.
So here we are. We're
Hey,
going to
Dan,
see.
real fast. Do you need to call Lisa and make sure she's good with you doing this game?
It's not
with
the
Sam?
John Ramos rules. No, she's good with it.
So we're going to be asking Sam questions based on the NCAA tournament, and Dan has already pre-recorded his answers where he tries to guess what Sam is about to answer live.
We did really well when we did this with college football a couple of years ago. I think we're going to do pretty well when it comes to this year's NCAA tournament.
Let's see. Don't get too excited. All right, Sam.
All right.
What conference will have the best showing in the NCAA tournament?
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to have to go with what I think is the best conference in college basketball this year, the Big 12.
All right. What did Dan think Sam was going to say?
It's our first question of the game, so Sam is definitely going to go with his heart as opposed to his head. He's going to say the Big Ten will have the best showing in the NCAA.
Oh, so close.
Jeez.
Not the right big. All right. It's okay. It's just the first one.
Two numbers off.
It's all right. It's just the first one, so you guys are getting warmed up here. All right. Sam, what
Yes.
date will Miami of Ohio's season come to an end? And I could give you the 4 dates that they would come to an end.
Unless they go to Indianapolis, yes.
Which is implied that they're not.
So today they're taking on SMU. It's great that they got in. They were put in the right place, 11 versus 11, first 4 game. I'm going to say SMU beats them tonight, so they're done on March 18th. That is today, March 18th.
Wow. What did Dan Beyer think Sam was going to say?
There is no way Sam is going to kick out Miami of Ohio tonight. However, he's smart enough to know that they're not going to go on a run. So the date the Redhawks will be eliminated is Friday, March 20th.
Oh.
Jeez.
Wow.
There's no love here.
I know. You have no faith in this team.
How would I do with Irish Sam? Maybe we'd be more compatible.
Yeah, let's
Incompatible.
All right, fellas, let's go to question number 3. Maybe this is
All
where
right,
we start
let's
to
go.
feel that you guys are
I feel good
compatible.
about this one.
You feel
actually.
good about this one? Okay. Sam, what 5 seed should be on alert the most for being upset by a 12 seed in the first round of the tournament? And I've got the teams here. St. John's, Vanderbilt, Wisconsin, Texas Tech. What seed?
Man.
Fifth seed should be on alert.
Do we have the matchup? Who are they all taking on? I don't remember off the top of my head.
St. John's has Northern Iowa.
Uh-huh.
Wisconsin has High Point.
Uh-huh.
Texas Tech has Akron.
Uh.
And Vanderbilt has McNeese.
You know, that's a good Akron team coached by John Gross. I'm going to go with Akron. I'm going to go with Texas Tech getting upset by Akron.
What did Dan think?
Texas Tech is really banged up, but they don't play Northern Iowa. St. John's does. So the 5 seed that should be on the alert, again, Sam talking with his heart, will be the St. John's Red Storm. Jeez. Who are you? Seriously.
What happened?
I'm dialed into this NCAA tournament. I'm not trying to be
Apparently not. You didn't even know they played 42 seconds ago.
But, okay, let's be real here, though.
All right.
I know. It's honestly like he's trying to shed the Iowa Sam to be Irish Sam because it's so
Northern
hot and in
Iowa. You
vogue.
thought I'd go with Northern Iowa.
That's exactly what I said.
Ben
Yes,
Jacobson.
I said that in the recording.
But you had the first answer correct. The first part of it was correct.
You guys
said,
are newlyweds. You
Texas
don't need to
Tech-
fight like this.
Stop fighting.
It's okay. Stop
No,
fighting.
I think this is what's at play here. Remember the last time we did this? It was Monse and Sam, and they were so giddy at how well they get along. Sam is trying to prove that he's for Monse. He's not.
Yes,
for
he's
Dan.
We're more
And doing this
compatible.
on purpose. Now, I will say this: if you've been paying attention to Sam's off-air analysis, he brings up John Gross all the time. I have no interest or no knowledge of John Gross. He loves pointing out that John Gross, who's the head coach at Akron, was also head coach at another school,
Illinois.
It's like
Didn't do as well there.
But he goes out of his way to mention that almost on a day-to-day basis. So I'm shocked that you got that wrong. I'm shocked you got that wrong.
Remember, Monse, when we did Newlywed Game, we started out like 0 for 3.
It was rough, and then we got into
we
it.
rebounded.
Correct.
So hopefully, Dan, we've got the majority of this left. Let's do this.
Fingers
Listen,
crossed.
Coleman Johnson, 1968 in the chat says this marriage is definitely not lasting. Scott for mayor says for sure divorce papers are being prepared. So let's change the perspective here from the chat, guys. Okay. Question number 4. Sam, what's the furthest that Tom Izzo and Michigan State can realistically go in this tournament?
Oh, man. They're pretty good, but they kind of played second fiddle to like Michigan in the Big Ten. I'll say, Izzo's good for an Elite 8 appearance. I'll say Elite 8.
All right. What did Dan Beyer say?
I think there's going to be a lot of hemming and hawing in deciding on how far Izzo and the Spartans go, but ultimately the Elite 8 is as far as Michigan State.
Hey, we are on the board.
Oh, finally.
Look at love is in the air. It's still here. It almost left us, but it's coming back. Okay, there we go.
I can use my highlighter for a correct answer.
Correct answer.
Yes.
Trending in the right direction. Question number 5. Sam, will this be Bill's last NCAA tournament as Kansas head coach?
No.
No. What did Dan say?
Sam will him and haw about this one as well, but ultimately, because he has a good heart, he will say Bill Self will be back next season. All right, 2 for 2. I got the hemming and hawing wrong, but
there we go.
He was so steadfast.
I was going to say, by the way, I don't think one-word answers is in the best interest of this game. I think when this game hits magic, it's when the reasoning matches the reasoning. That's when I fell in love with this game. So there's no one-word answer, Sam. You can't just say yes or no to these questions. Thank you.
Okay, if I had an explanation, I would just say that
explanation.
Bill Self, I couldn't see him retiring after this season. No way, Jose.
He had a bit of a headache. Darren Peterson's status.
Yeah.
You know, there's been some health issues.
He's back for more, baby. Let's go.
All right. We're
Trust
back
in
for
thyself.
more correct answers here between Dan Beyer
We're a
and
streak
Iowa
here.
Sam
2 in
and
a row.
our version
Two
of
straight.
the Newlywed Show here at Fox Sports Radio. Okay, Sam, question number 6. What number 1 seed is most likely to lose first?
Oh, my. Okay.
Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Florida.
By the way, I just want to make a public service announcement here. First of all, you should always have a bracket in front of you, bracket
Yeah,
week.
that's
Like
true. I know.
there's never a time that you shouldn't have a bracket in front of you. I also want to let you know, be sure to hit the subscribe button when you check out our YouTube channel. Yes, be sure to check out the YouTube channel. You can watch us live on YouTube right now. That's right. Come find us. We're alive with video on YouTube right now. Just search Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Covino and Rich FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And after you've done that, hit the thumbs up icon and send in your comments. Whether you agree or disagree with us, we want to hear from you. Go check out our YouTube channel. Watch us live right now. Just search Covino and Rich FSR and subscribe. All right, you had time to think about it, Sam.
All right. What number 1 seed is most likely to lose first? Duke, Arizona, Michigan, or Florida? And I did get caught flat-footed without my bracket in front of me. But, oh, man. This team, they have a little injury that they sustained. They lost to Purdue in the Big Ten tournament. I'm going to say Michigan here. I'm going to say Michigan is the first team to go.
All right. Dan said what?
I think Sam's going to look at the conference tournaments as of late, and Michigan had some tight games in the Big Ten tournament. They also lost to Purdue in that championship game. So I think he's going to say Michigan will be the first one seed to lose.
3 for 3. 3 in a row.
Take
fellas.
that, Kristen.
We can work it out.
You guys, look at this. You know each other just so well. All right, question number 7. Sam, what city hosting first and second round games has Dan never been to? Never been to. Do you want me to give you a list?
Yeah, let's run through it.
Let's go. Buffalo, Tampa, Greenville, St. Louis, San Diego, Philadelphia, Portland, OKC. Has Dan never been to?
Definitely been to Buffalo. Him and Jason were there for a Bills game. I got to think Dan went to San Diego because he's lived out here. He's been down there at least once. Oh, man. Greenville seems too specific, so I'm going to take that off. Portland. OKC. I'm going to say Tampa, Florida. This one's kind of a shot in the dark here.
Tampa, Florida. Dan, tell us.
Some of these are obvious, and if we had done this last year, there would have been 2 cities on this list. But Sam knows I've been to Buffalo because Jason and I went in September.
Nice.
Sam is going to say Greenville, South Carolina, which, by the way, is the correct answer. I've never been to Greenville. I've been to all the others, but not Greenville.
Wow.
Oh, you were there.
You were there.
We were right there.
Tampa?
I've been to Tampa once.
But wasn't there a Super
I've
Bowl
only
recently?
been there once.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there a Super Bowl recently there?
Well, there was. That was the COVID year.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
okay.
COVID.
But-
It was
but-
COVID.
Yeah,
I went
was
to
thinking the same thing.
I went to the Super Bowl previous. Super
Gotcha,
Bowl
gotcha.
43.
I figured Greenville's that's like a smaller town, I would say, than a lot of these other cities. So I'm like, oh, he's probably been there just by
Yeah,
chance.
why
but
wouldn't you
no.
go to the small town?
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
where
you know.
Furman is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, okay.
You're
All right.
back to batting below 500.
Yeah.
So
3
let's
for
get
7.
you back
By
up
the way,
there.
great night for Aaron Judge if this was the case, right? Right?
I think you're doing a little
3
bit
of
better.
7?
Yeah, if you don't get these, you're going to be doing worse than Aaron
We
Judge.
are.
So, all right,
I think we've already done better, no matter what.
You'll
We
be
have 10
doing. You'll be
questions, we got
arson judge.
3.
Okay, listen. Number 8 for you, Sam. What school goes to the Final Four from the South region?
All right, I've pulled a bracket up here.
Good.
All right.
Good.
I've got like 18 of them in my bag if you need.
Well, this one's even more of a shot in the dark. It's Florida versus who I don't even know who they're playing. The 16 seed. Okay, it's not going to be that team. So I'm looking at Florida, Clemson, Iowa, Vanderbilt, McNeese, Nebraska, Troy, North Carolina, VCU, Illinois, Penn, St. Mary's, Texas A&M, Houston, Idaho. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see. Out of all of those, who goes to the Final Four from the South region? I'm going to say that it will be Houston.
Well, let's see if Dan Beyer agreed.
This is where I think Sam and I think the same. We think that there's a lot of good teams at top college basketball, but outside of that, it seems to be a bit of a mess. So I'm going to say that the lowest possible seed. Wait, hold on. We got to stop. We got to stop. We
Pause
got to
it.
stop.
Pause it. That's a
We gotta
different
stop.
answer.
Hold
That's
on.
a different
Yeah.
answer.
Was that number 8?
That was.
Oh no!
You played.
Oh,
yes, you played the wrong one.
No.
All right.
Play number 8.
Okay.
Rewind.
Wait. Number 8. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
He's nervous. He's nervous because he's about to get a divorce. So he's trying to
Scott
get it
the
together.
Scott for mayor thinks we're
Love
doomed.
on the rocks.
Yeah.
Did you stop the answer in the 9th question before?
Yes,
we
I
revealed?
did.
Good
I did.
job, Dan. Great
yes,
job.
Great job.
Great job.
Yeah,
Great
he's
job.
saving the marriage, not
Great
you.
job.
Hold on. Hold on.
All right,
Number
here's
8.
Number 8. And I said Houston. Here we go.
Yes.
So Houston's going to have home cooking in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 if they can get that far. And I think that they will. So ultimately, I think Sam is going to rely on the team that fell just short of the national championship game and get revenge by beating Florida. So Houston is going to be my answer.
Woo!
Sam says All Houston right.
All
goes to the Final Four out of the
right.
South.
Look at
All
this.
right.
Guys coming together. I'm so proud of you. I knew you guys would survive.
Hey, are you into video game celebrities are just a good time? The Global
Yep.
Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. Celebrities like T-Pain and Neo competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com.
We've got 2 more to go. Should we keep
Let's
going?
do 9 and let's leave 10. Like, we'll do 9, we'll do Isaac, and then
Yes.
let's leave the 10 for the final
I
segment.
love all that. Since we already heard part of 9, why not hear it the rest of it? Number
Deja
9.
vu.
What's the lowest seed that will make the Final Four?
Oh, boy.
And again, this is the higher the number for people that may be confused.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
So the lower seed you are, the higher your seed number is.
Right.
So you're saying, wait,
If you're a 16 seed, you're the lowest seed that can be.
Yes. So you're talking like a real underdog here.
Yes, just a number. And that's all that I put in
the
there.
seed number.
Yes, just the seed number.
I'll go with an 11.
Oh, okay. All right, let's see if Dan agreed.
This is where I think Sam and I think the same. We think that there's a lot of good teams that top college basketball, but outside of that, it seems to be a bit of a mess. So I'm going to say that the lowest possible seed that will make the Final Four is a 4 seed.
Ooh, no bueno. No bueno.
The great thing about that is now listening to it, realize Sam didn't listen to a word I said.
No, I didn't.
There's no way in heck you would have said 11 if I said that it's top heavy. He doesn't listen to a word I say, even when we already played
I'm a little
it.
discombobulated.
All
here.
right, listen. The divorce papers are here, but nobody has signed them. Let's
Nah.
go over to the news desk. Isaac Lowenkron listening to this marriage fall apart. Isaac, what's going on? Do you have any advice for them also? Not going
Usually
well.
I would say stick and fight it out, but no, it's over. Head for the hills, babe. Head for the hills. A.J. Epinesa is headed for a new home. The now former Buffalo Bills linebacker is signing with the Cleveland Browns. The Philadelphia Eagles are acquiring quarterback Andy Dalton from the Carolina Panthers for a 2027 7th-round pick. Indianapolis Colts signing receiver Nick Westbrook-Akine and linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither. The NBA ESPN reports the Milwaukee Bucks want to shut Giannis Antetokounmpo down for the rest of the season because of his hyperextended left knee, but Antetokounmpo has refused to be shut down and wants to play again this season. Hey, are you into video game celebrities or just a good time? The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. Celebrities like T-Pain and Neo competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com. The first 4 action of this evening's college basketball slate is underway. Prairie View A&M has a 3-0 lead over Lehigh. Just about a minute into the first half. Coming up at 9:15 Eastern Time this evening, 31-1 Miami of Ohio goes up against SMU. Miami of Ohio, by the way, is SMHing over Iowa Sam's prediction for the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Isaac. She is Monse Bolaños, the host of the Newlywed Game. I am Dan Beyer, contestant in for Covino and Rich. Iowa Sam is here, Jason Stewart, and Isaac as we are hanging out for CNR as they are out today. Coming up next, our final question.
See if you can salvage this marriage.
Salvaging the marriage. We had Coleman Johnson say, Dan will be the one with the boombox in the rain outside Sam's house. Doing my best, John Cusack, as I can. We'll see if we can salvage it next year on Fox Sports Radio. Is your business struggling to find qualified candidates? You're not alone. Nearly half of hiring decision makers say finding top talent is their biggest challenge. And with the average cost per hire nearing $4,700, every new employee is an investment.
How about hiring differently? Let Express Employment Professionals streamline your hiring process, saving you time and money. Get started at expresspros.com.
There are also hidden costs with hiring, lost productivity, endless interviews, and the impact on team morale can add up fast. With Express, hiring is more efficient.
Visit expresspros.com to find the location nearest you. Expert recruiters at Express have a local network of talent ready to go to work. Keep people at the center of your hiring process with your local Express team.
Don't let turnover slow you down. Focus on growing your business while Express finds the talent you need to succeed. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Whether you need contract workers or new full-time staff members, fast-track hiring with Express.
Visit expresspros.com today. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Lindor, the fans love him. But it seems like maybe he doesn't get along with everyone because maybe there's a reason Nimmo and Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil and all of these guys were moved. Maybe there's dissension,
There
right?
was whispers, rumors, murmurs about him and Soto not vibing. And you assume you assume that because they're both Latino guys, Hispanic guys, that maybe that's why they vibe. Lindor's Puerto Rican. Soto's Dominican. That doesn't mean they're BFFs.
I'm not assuming anything. In fact,
no, but I think there is an assumption they must do the salsa together and get along. That doesn't mean anything.
You think all white people think that?
Yes, I do. I do think that.
You think I think that because I'm a white guy? That I think because they're both Latino, they do the salsa together and love each other?
I'm not saying that you think that, but I bet you we have an understanding. There's a language.
That's gotta be racist.
There's a connection there. They must get along.
Are you thinking that? But I will say this, though. Last year, as a Mets fan, I had group chats from early on, and I was in denial of this, Danny. I really was. I was in complete denial because there was body language. And I'm not saying Soto has ever been the most demonstrative, let me show you my feelings type of guy. But he stopped doing the Soto shuffle in the batter's box. He stopped doing the few things that did give him a little pizzazz.
You know why? He says, because Francisco made fun of me. That's why.
That's what he said.
He's not very, very kind to me.
And
my dance
I
moves.
know that we have since learned that Soto was a little butthurt that when he signed with the Mets, Lindor didn't reach out. Apparently, Aaron Judge was a great teammate, and he didn't feel like when he signed that big deal with the Mets that some of the team leaders, like a Nimmo or a Lindor, apparently no one reached out. And that sounds crazy to me because, not to be an ass kisser, but when this network signed Stugatz to be the new show, I DM'd him like, yo, man, congrats. Welcome to the team. That doesn't make me an ass kisser. I feel like that's polite.
Sounds like you're kissing ass.
Jesus Christ.
As my dad would say.
I'm saying.
What are you doing kissing ass?
I feel like it's a nice gesture to welcome the new guy. And Soto was butthurt. And my friends that are Met fans, my chat with my Met friends, which is now called Stern Sits to Pee. That's the name of our chat now. Should change. He did make some good moves. But my Met chat last year was like, yo, watch when one of them hit a home run. They're doing high fives and handshakes with Alonso, some of the other guys. Every time Lindor and Soto, it would be just the most casual, like the little low five.
I would see it all the time. Everybody's speculated
like the little low five, and I'd be like, no, they're just being professional. Turns out they just don't like each other. And can you read what Lindor said to the press yesterday? Because I think this is not good.
Well, they're saying that Francisco Lindor painted an honest picture of the Mets clubhouse when asked about last season, noting that everyone is not best friends. He says, are we all best friends? That's not how it works in the clubhouse. He says they have a good dynamic and root for each other. And that's it.
I don't like that.
They're not all best friends. That's not something you sort of say about your teammates. That rubs my cheeks in a really negative way. I don't want to hear that as a fan. Just keep the illusion alive, too. As a fan, You know, when we started interviewing celebrities and athletes many years ago, when the velvet rope was pulled back a little bit too much, it sort of rubbed me the wrong way. When I realized that NFL players didn't know everyone on the team, but then, of course, it made sense. Like, I get it. There's so many.
53 guys?
Yeah, there's 53 guys. There's special teams, offense, defense. There's a lot of turnover, a lot of
practice players
in and out. But you have this little kid fantasy that they're a team.
Well, you realize.
And you know what it felt like to be on a team, and you're like, but they're a team. When I realized they didn't all know each other's name, I'm like, you don't know your own team, but he's on your team.
But
that's how I felt.
You really.
The Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge is live. Now that the matchups are set, be sure to complete your bracket at foxsportsradio.com right now. Compete against our Fox Sports Radio hosts and against fellow listeners to see who has the best bracket. The winning bracket in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge will win a $1,000 gift card, and a perfect bracket will win you $1 million. Fill out your bracket now and until tomorrow morning before the games begin. Visit foxsportsradio.com to register, to get rules, and to fill out your bracket. It's all presented by Webull. Trading and investing built for you. She is Monse Bolaños. I'm Dan Beyer. Isaac Lowenkron, Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam hanging out with us as we are in for Covino and Rich on this Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. What a day. I just like to point out in the chat, again, T. Nastan, TNASTAN said, loser buys Monse a $100 gift card for her favorite restaurant. If you both lose, you both buy me a gift card. I love that.
I don't know how we could lose.
If
right?
you got to get this one, if you don't get this one, you got to win. You got to stay 500. We got one more question. Your next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Undergraduate and most graduate classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. And Jason Stewart bringing us back.
Yeah, you're our voice guy.
Come on, you're the voice guy.
you're our voice guy.
Welcome back to the Newlywed Game, the all-male edition. And here's your host, Monse Bolaños.
Thank you so much, Jason. I'll take it from here. One more question, guys, to see if you can salvage your marriage.
All right.
Iowa Sam, Dan Beyer. If you missed the beginning of this, Dan Beyer has already recorded his answers, trying to guess what Iowa Sam is about to answer, all based on the NCAA tournament. Last question. Number 10. They've gotten 4 right. Let's see if they can.
5.
Let's see if they can make it 5 of 5. Sam, who wins it all? Who's winning the big dance?
Man, my first inclination would be to say Duke, but I think they've got a really tough path. So I'm going to go with the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona Wildcats win it all.
Arizona Wildcats. And to save this marriage, what did Dan Beyer say?
Ultimately, when you look at the teams in this NCAA tournament, there are just some that are better than others. If Duke is healthy enough, I think that they would be the obvious pick as the first overall seed. So I'm going to say, Sam is going to say Duke wins.
Oh, no!
I honestly, as I was starting the sentence, was going to say Arizona.
Okay.
I was going to piece it out and say but I'm like, no way, he's just going to say Duke in the end.
He's just going to say
is
Duke.
going to win.
I think I'll pick Duke because I haven't filled out my brackets yet. I'm going to pick Duke.
So now you're going to pick Duke.
And maybe in another bracket, I'll pick Arizona.
Maybe in
But you know
fellas.
what, Dan? I feel good about
You feel good that we're not that compatible? Is that
couples therapy, man.
Yes.
We'll be all right.
Couples-
4 out of
it's
10.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but not that great, guys. I'm proud of you, though. Working through it.
This game comes out every once in a while. Jason Stewart wants to play it every day. Every day that we're in.
You know what? I've never been the husband to Monse's wife, and no one's ever asked me. So that's my wish for the next one. How about a Dodger preview next time? Dodger
okay.
I
preview.
love that.
All right.
Yes.
We'll see if we can fit it in. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. So last night in the first 4, it was a historic night as Dick Vitale got to call an NCAA tournament game. Obviously, he's an ESPN employee. They wouldn't let him do the CBS games. But he and Charles Barkley, alongside Brian Anderson, got to call the Texas-NC State game last night. Now, calling the game is a rough description because the guys just shot the bull for about 2 hours. But for anybody who is complaining about that, that is a you problem. This is why you have Dick Vitale and Charles Barkley there. You just want Dick Vitale a couple of times to say dipsy-doo dunkaroo or he's a PTPer. But who cares about Texas and NC State? I don't even know if Texas and NC State cared about Texas and NC State. So if you're complaining that they weren't calling the action as the game was going on, that is a you problem. For those that say, get off my lawn, you know what I say, Monse? Pull up a chair, have a drink, bring out the lawn chair, let's sit on this beautiful grass. That's what Charles Barkley and Dick Vitale can do.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what you thought was going to happen by listening to them, right?
Oh, man.
Dan, it's been so fun.
It's been fun.
Thanks to the chat. Thanks to
Covino
you
and
guys.
Rich on vacay.
That's right.
We'll be hanging out with some hoops tomorrow. Talk to you then.
Bye.